Hi guys, this is Poonam. Thanks for joining in today and welcome to the page of Academy of Pastry and Culinary Arts. Today we are going to make a really wonderful dessert which is healthy and gluten free and the keto friendly as well. So before starting, I'm going to introduce myself a little bit. I'm going to talk about myself and the Academy. So my full name is Poonam Agrawal and I am a pastry graduate and alumni from Academy 2018 batch, and I've done my 10 months advanced diploma, and after that I've gone to Malaysia for their intensive 1 month course. After that I have set up my own business, and my business name it's called Cuisine Amour, and that means it's baking love. And so in 2019, from Diwali, I've been started this business. So I spent a lot of time in setup, building up my menu, and I'm still doing my publicity and marketing. So we are basically into handmade chocolates, pastries, and we do also take classes. So before joining the pastry, I was working in the IT industry as a software engineer for almost 10 years. So with some of the really big firms like JP Morgan, Merrill Lynch, or Bank of America, Capgemini. So it was a tough call for me to leave that industry because that is very lucrative and come to the pastry. But when I see the profile of Academy of Pastry Arts, they are really have a very intensive and very good courses which are hands-on. We have an international level chefs. We have all the French desserts, which is you won't be able to see that in the 5-star properties also. So that is what our level of standards have in this academy. And so I would like to also take this opportunity to thanks to the academy that they have provide this such a good platform, especially for the Indian students who are not not be able to go out or leave their family behind. So this is such a wonderful, and thank you so much Dinesh sir and APCA for this, such a wonderful platform, and keep going guys. I think this is pretty much about me. One thing which might make you left curious, that the tag which is aligned with me, that is fitness influencer. So yes, I am a fitness freak. Whoever know from me in the academy or from my batch, I am kind of freak towards my diet or my workout. So even in the academy, when I was doing my course with them, I had to get up at 4 o'clock and I just make sure that I complete my gym workout, and I pack my all dabbas and bring them with me. So I don't like to usually eat outside or outside my macros. So that brings down to this thing that today's recipe is all about a healthy thing. So it's an almond orange cake which is gluten free and the keto friendly. So in a keto friendly diet, we have lot of fat and less of carbs and lot of protein. So, and a few of the peoples are not gluten tolerance they have. So that is what we also got covered in this recipe, that we don't have any kind of gluten in this. Plus it is dairy free also, because we are not using any kind of butter or dairy product. I mean dairy products or the milk made product or similar line. So I hope you like this, and this is a really tasty recipe, so please give it a try. I'm trying this recipe with a very limited amount of ingredients so that you can easily find it, and so you can try during this lockdown and just try to be a little closer to your healthy goal. So let's get started. So before going, I'm going to walk you through again with the ingredient, and if you have any questions, please drop down to the comment section. So I can of course I can try to answer all of them, but if not, I will obviously get back to you. You can ask anything regarding the recipe or anything about the academy or even the fitness, though you can catch me later also, because this is more of a recipe demonstration. So I'm excited and of course a little nervous also, but I hope you like this demo. So let's. So I'm gonna walk you through first the ingredient part. Can you come closer a little bit? So I'm using a in the recipe it says a castor sugar, but I am using a gluten. A keto friendly sweetener. It is a normal sweetener. You can see it is a little a finer texture than the castor sugar. So it's fine if you don't have this. I have this, and you can completely replace this with the castor sugar. Then I have honey. I have my egg yolks. So we need to separate egg yolks and egg whites. So I've done this before. So I'm keeping this aside. I have my egg yolks, sugar, honey. Okay, and then this is a orange paste which I've made earlier. So what I have done is like I bought 2 big Malta orange, and then I, on the medium flame I just keep boiling them on for 1.5 or 2 hours approx till the time it's really tender and soft and squishy. So and we need to blend that oranges into the puree. So we don't need to add any kind of water or something. We just need to make a thick paste. Like I'll just show you, like this paste, thick paste. So I hope if somebody is going to bake along with me, they have clear with this. Or if you're not, make sure that we don't want to cut the oranges and then boiling it. No, that is not the case. We have to boil the whole oranges. So we need to keep this ready, of course. Then we have almond flour, and I put the salt inside this. Then we have some almond flakes, and I have thin slices of oranges for the decoration, and of course the egg whites. So should we start?
Eggless.
What?
So there's a question on how to make it without egg.
Well, I'm not sure about without egg, of course, because this is so if you can understand that this egg is the only ingredient which has a fat, which is egg yolk, and we're gonna froth this egg white to give it some volume or some kind of aeration, because we are not using any kind of leavening agents here like a baking powder or baking soda. So we need something to give it little volume or bounce, and we are not using any kind of fat, so we need this. So if somebody is looking for eggless, I would say that you can give it a try. In Academy page a few weeks before, I forget the name of the person who took this eggless macaron class, and the person is actually make a eggless meringue. So you can make that meringue base through a potato starch, and maybe you can try the other things with that. So you can just remove that, and then you can, so the potato starch thing is this. So you can make a meringue out of this, and you can try the recipe, try replacing the eggs, making a meringue with potato starch and a xanthan gum, I guess. So you can go to the Academy page and find out the link. So
Are these almond roasted?
no, these are not roasted. These are just sliced almonds. I haven't not roasted them because I'm gonna top up, I'm gonna sprinkle on top of the sponge just for the decoration. So it's gonna be anyways be roasting inside the oven, and I am using a oven at 175 degrees to bake this cake. It's gonna take around 45 to 50 minutes. Depends of course on your oven. I have a fan forced oven. If you don't have a fan forced oven, you need to increase the temperature to 180 or 185. But yeah, it's gonna take a little bit time. So let's get started. So first of all, I'm gonna take my egg yolks. And then honey. Okay, so one thing is that we should not be pouring the sugar on top of the egg yolk and leaving it behind, because what it does, it scramble your egg yolk. So just make sure that you don't do this. Like some people, if I left this for 1 minute or something, it's gonna cook the eggs kind of, it's gonna have you a good egg scramble in that case. So I'm gonna use my whisk. This can be done with a stand mixer also. I have a stand mixer, but I am not using it because not everybody has this. So, but everybody has this, and we're gonna do some arm workout also. So let's. So we gonna whisk it till it becomes little frothy and kind of a ribbon stage. It's like a little workout for your arms, so keep going. Okay, it's become pale and fluffy now. So why I'm showing this, because even the sweeteners also work. It's not like we always have to use the castor sugar, because I wanna eat this cake, so I wanna make this as healthy I can. Okay, so this is what we are looking for, pale and ribbon stage. So that's it with the whisk. Now what are we gonna do? We're gonna add our almond. Please sift the almond flour, because it tends to have lumps. It's a nut flour, so of course we wanted to sift it. Avoid having any lumps. And just try to be gentle with this batter, because since it has a nut flour, almond flour, we don't want to overwork with this batter. We don't want oil to start coming out from the flour. So let it mix completely. Okay, it's kind of a roti ka aata filhal to, but then it's gonna bring together. So now I'm gonna add my orange purees. Guys, I just wanted to let you know that this is a half recipe I am demonstrating. So maybe if any one of you is wondering why this is so, this is about 250 grams of puree. So one like 2 medium-sized oranges produce 500 to 520 grams of purees. So this is 250 grams. And then again, just mix it. Mix everything together nicely. You don't want it to see orange and almond paste differently. Just make sure you scrape down your bottom, like these flowers sometimes have a tendency to stick to the bottom, so Okay, I guess we are good. If you wanna use a vanilla essence or vanilla extract, you can use it, but this I don't want to use this. So this is the batter we are looking for. Okay, so this is like a thick batter, but it will again missing a one item, which is our frothy eggs. So I'm gonna keep this aside, and I'm gonna make out some space for myself. Okay, so we have a clean bowl, and we have our 3 egg whites. So we are not making a meringue here. We are just trying to froth this egg little bit, so it's gonna give some aeration to the batter. Time, if you have any question, you can ask me. You can just go ahead. That's it. We are just, it's kind of a soft peak. Okay, so we are folding it. So this batter and this batter. So I'm gonna have half of the egg here, and then try to be gentle. As much you are gentle with it, the more fluffy it would be, because it has no other leavening agents. Am I not audible, guys? So you can see this, now this has a little more volume than the thick paste. See? So we want to do a cut and fold, like cut and fold, cut and fold. We want to lift and fold it, lift and fold it. So we don't want to lose this aeration because that is the only one we have. Okay, so rest of it. So is anybody is doing bake along with me? Or I know my friend Pooja is doing, and she's doing also some experiment with oats, and I think oats flour she's doing some experiment because she's not having this almond flour. So if what I'll show, I'll share her result, that is this successful or not. So anybody is doing a bake along with me, or you guys are watching? Nobody? Okay. So let's little clean it up. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, let me know.
So one question is, why Malta orange?
Why Malta orange? Because it has a sweet juice. You know, Indian oranges have sometimes sweet, sometimes they are very sweet, sometimes they are very khatta, sour, and we want to use a whole oranges. So with the Indian oranges, it's not possible because that skin is very loose, it's not attached to the pulp. So that is one of the reason. But the main reason is using the Malta is because of it is sweet and it's really orangey. It's not sometime orange, sometimes sweet, sometimes sour, sometimes like that. So it has a consistency.
So one more, can we use Milkmaid instead of eggs?
You can try, and why don't? I mean, no one is stopping, experiment with the recipe, so you can try. Like I am experimenting with the without castor sugar and having a sweetener with my recipe. So you can try and let me know. With the condensed milk, of course, you have to take care or reduce the sugar part, or maybe you just use the honey, and because condensed milk is so sweet that you may not be using the sugar. So maybe you can just completely remove it and try to make it. But you have to use some kind of leavening agents also, like baking powder, not a baking soda, because it does not have anything to react with baking soda. So you have to use a baking powder if you are using a condensed milk. Okay. So here I have prepared a tin. It's greased, and I have a parchment paper on the bottom and the greased on top of it. You can use any kind of mold. I mean, I have I'll show you. I have these types of molds also, so you can do this, you can have this, or any kind of. So if you wanted to bake like a travel cake or butter cake, you can use this mold, or you can use this. So if you're using this batter is sufficient for 2 molds, because you don't want to fill it completely. So let's do this. small offset spatula. Just try to level it properly, so you don't want to have bumps on your cake. So the batter is ready. So I have some flakes and I have some oranges. So if you want to decorate with the oranges, to be very very visually saying that this is a almond orange cake, so you can use these. Just place on top of it, thinly sliced. So actually it's gonna burn in between of your baking, so it look really good. I'm trying to have a smaller piece, but I think I don't have. Yeah, I have. Yeah, this guy. You can decorate it like this, or you can maybe sprinkle with some almonds. So okay, so this is ready, and this is gonna go to 175 preheated oven for 40 to 45 minutes. I would say check after 35 minutes. And so this cake is not not gonna be done, check for the doneness like what we do for the normal cakes, to inserting the skewer in between of in middle of the cake, and then check for the done, it's done or not. So it has a moist crumb, so it will catch the crumbs. So once you see that there are little moist crumbs are catching up with the your spoon or knife, it's done. You don't have to look for the complete doneness, like a complete clean knife or something. So because otherwise you will end up burning it. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in the oven. Meanwhile, gather your questions. Okay, so if this is a time-lapse video and we are moving forward, our cake is ready. So I've made this cake, so that's why I am using a half recipe, because half of the recipe I already baked to show you the final product, because of course you're not gonna hang around for 40-45 minutes with me. So you can come closer and see. So I'm gonna unmold this. So regarding a sugar syrup, I also have mentioned the sugar syrup which I've already prepared. It's a very easy recipe. You just have an equal part of sugar and water. Again, I have used a sweetener. You can use this sugar, and I didn't find a rosemary spring, so I used diced ginger. So basically, ginger tha, to I just chopped gingers and then put it while boiling the syrup. So it has a ginger flavor. So basically you can use any aromatic herbs or a spring or anything, rosemary or basil or even a cardamom. Some people like cardamom, ginger like I used, and then half of the orange juice of Malta orange and 1 lemon juice. It is completely unnecessary to have this syrup for this cake. It is completely a moist cake, but of course it don't have that much of sweetness because of course it's a gluten free, and of course it's using less sugar. So I've made the syrup already, so I can brush some. So this syrup is warm and my cake is cold. So if you are brushing your hot cake, this syrup should be cold. So one of it has to be warm and another one has to be cold. So that's way you can remember. So my syrup is warm and this cake is at room temperature. You can soak the sides also. Okay. Let's plate it up. Any questions, guys? Please ask if you have anything.
Syrup is made of what?
Syrup is made of equal part of sugar, water. So 100 gram of sugar, 100 gram of water, half of orange, Malta orange, and 1 lemon. Lemon juice of 1 lemon.
Have you used ready-made almond flour?
Yes, I have used ready-made almond flour. I guess you can make almond flour at home. It's just I think I've read this somewhere, but I don't exactly remember. But you just have to stop where it start bringing together. It start releasing the oil. So you have to just stop before that. So I'm not sure. I've never tried it.
So you have to boil orange with skin for how many hours?
So the whole orange has to boil for I boil around close to 2 hours. So it has to be completely in a big in a pot, fill of water, half of the water, and you put the oranges. Put it in a light or low medium flame. If you're using direct heat like a gas, तो उस पे low medium heat पे डालो. Otherwise in the induction you can put it in like 2 or 3 setting and let it keep simmering for 2 hours. And then once it's ready, it's become really like soft, and so you can, if you hold, you feel like a sponge or gummy balls.
Okay. What's the tin size?
The tin size, this is 8-inch.
Right. A brand of sugar you used?
Brand of sugar I used, it is Urban Platter. Urban Platter Keto Sweetener. That is what I find in this lockdown. Otherwise, you can use sugar called erythritol, I guess, if I'm pronouncing it right. That is also, you can use it for, like people use it who are calorie conscious. And if you are talking about the normal castor sugar brand, I use Mavana or whatever is available, Bluebird or.
Why should be a difference in the temperature of cake and syrup?
Okay, because we wanted to we want a syrup to be soaked in the cake. So if they both are the temperature same, it's not gonna be happening. So we need a warm cake and room temperature syrup, or a hot syrup or a room temperature cake. That's it. Okay, I'm gonna handle it like this. So this is pretty. I wish I can share a slice with you, but I can maybe cut it down and just so you can see how it's from the inside. So yeah, see, it's a pretty compact, dense cake, because of course we are using an almond and we are not using any leavening. But this and because of the syrup is really moist. Anything else I can help you out, or I can answer?
If Malta orange is not available, then
Malta orange is not available, then you know what, you can try for a normal oranges, but then do not boil them, and try that if they are not very sour. So what you can do, you can de-seed them, and you can make a pulp out of it. Not a it would be a liquid form, because you are not using the skin. So remove the skin, take out all the seeds of the Indian oranges, and then you just blend it and then dry it together. Dry to place it.
it's not spongy. Can we add some baking powder?
Yeah, you can add a baking powder. That is completely fine. It is not airy, so this is not a Victoria's Secret cake. It is a dense cake. But even after adding the baking powder, I tried it. It won't be that springy, because we are using a almond flour, which is like a dense and a kind of a dense crumbly cake, and or whatever we can say, a nut. A fatty flour. So it won't be that airy.
Can it be done with orange juice?
Yes, it can be done with orange juice, completely fine. So
Okay.
you can just you don't have to reduce. You don't if you don't have a puree, or you don't want to make the puree, you just can add a orange juice. It would be also, if you are using a orange juice, just make sure that you are not using a lot of it, because we don't want it to a runny batter.
How long to keep it in the oven?
It's for 45 to 50 minutes, 175 degrees. That is what I've kept it. You can check with because everybody's oven is different. Somebody is using OTG, or other using something else. So I don't know exactly. But try to, the minimum temperature is 175 to 180, and you have to keep it for 40 to 45 minutes. That's for sure.
What fruits apart from orange you can use?
Apart from orange, any citrusy food, maybe not sure. Maybe because I have not tried it. Any citrusy food you can, I guess, use in this. So
Can it be made vegan?
vegan. Actually, I was kind of expecting this question, but I don't know the answer of it. Vegan. If I make this recipe eggless, I think it is completely vegan in that case. So that is what I'm gonna try that eggless meringue recipe, and trying the other ingredient, which keeping the other ingredient same, and replacing eggs with the eggless meringue, like made of potato starch or gum. So let's see if I succeeded. I'll post. So if you are following me or following Academy, you will come to know about it.
Can we use maida instead of almond flour?
You can mix together. It I would say, if you don't want to use completely almond flour, you can mix together. That way you can use a baking powder, and you can try removing your eggs with some curd or milk and some of the condensed milk. That way you will have a really spongy sponge, not this dense, because we have some gluten, and so it gives some texture.
How to check it's done in the oven?
Like I said, it's not like if you insert your knife or skewer in between of the cake, if it is catching a little crumbs, it's done, because so you have to just take it out. It's not gonna be completely clean. That's it. Any other questions, guys? Okay then, so I'm gonna signing off now. So thank you for coming in and taking your time out. It really means a lot, especially this is my first live session, so I'm nervous. So I thought you are forgive me for any mistakes I've done, or if I'm not able to answer your questions. So thank you so much. Thanks.